This quaint, quirky home in France has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. It's beautifully renovated and has a large yard. What I like most about it is the cost, which is just 98,460 euros. In this video, I'll show you this property and 2 more, and they're all priced at under 100,000 euros. I'll also tell you about this crazy network of over 24,000 kilometers of canals that are nearby. They call this place the Green Venice. You'll see all the details, so keep watching. Hi, if we haven't met, I'm Tommy from TravelTirement.com. If you dream of having your own place in Italy or France, you should join me and over 3,000 others over at TravelTirement.com. Today we're in the department of the Deux, Sevres. It's near the southwest coast of France, just north of Bordeaux and southwest of Paris. The beautiful seaside town of La Rochelle is very close by, and it's only about a 2-hour high-speed train ride to get from Paris to Poitiers. Before I tell you about that crazy network of canals, let's go take a look at the first property. This first property is located in a small hamlet very close to the town of Val-du-Mignon. The drive to get to the town of La Rochelle is under 40 minutes. The property has 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom and a nice privacy gate in case you wanted to make this a lock up and leave. Before we look at all the property photos, let me show you some of the amenities that are in the area. There are many restaurants in this area. The closest one, it looks like, is 3-minute drive by car. The closest bar is about 7 minutes away. And I see a pizza takeout place that's just 11 minutes away. Of course, if you drove the 40 minutes to get over to La Rochelle, you have a ton more choices for restaurants. It looks like a lot of them right around the harbor. And I also notice there is an airport located there just north of La Rochelle. Although there's no grocery store in the small hamlet where the property is located, there are some supermarkets a fairly short drive away, including a Lidl, which is 7 minutes by car, and an Intermarché, which is just 10 minutes by car. There are several hospitals, many of them within a 30-minute drive, and the closest is in Niort, which is a larger city just to the north, and that hospital is just 24 minutes away. I'm going to tell you about that crazy network of canals in just a minute, but first, let's go look at the property photos for this first property. I think this property definitely needs a good bit of renovation, but as you'll see, it does have good bones. Here's that view again from the street just outside. You have this nice privacy wall with a gated entrance to get into where the car would be parked. It does come with a decent sized yard in the back, and you can see there's an outbuilding there, storage building. As you can see, it definitely is in need of some repair. I would definitely take all these walls down, probably repaint the ceiling. The original tiles, it looks like you could probably just polish them to bring them back to life. Here's another one with, you can see, aging wallpaper that would need to be taken down, but some beautiful wood floors. Again, they just need some TLC, sand them down and refinish them. I bet they would look like new. Here is one of the bedrooms. You can see, again, in need of some TLC, but I do like those 2 twin bed wood frames. Those are beautiful. These nice large windows bring in a lot of natural light, which is always nice. I hope you would be able to keep that little trim area up on the top, the edge of the roof there. It looks very beautiful if you could repaint that. And the listing does say this is a stone house, so in some areas you may be able to pull away this plaster and expose some of that natural stone just to get that rustic French look. This is in the backyard also, and it looks like they built on a little sunroom. And this is a secondary gate, so this is obviously not the front gate that we saw. So you'd have another access point to bring stuff in or maybe convert this into some kind of usable space. This next property is listed for just 88,000 euros. But before we go look at it, let's go figure out what that weird network of canals was. These tens of thousands of kilometers of canals are part of a regional nature park called Le Marais Poitevin. I found the official website for the park, which I will put down in the description. There are various places along the canal where you can either have a guided boat tour or you can rent a boat and do it yourself. It also looks like there are many, many miles of bike trails that go throughout this canal system. Here's one spot along the canals where you can see there are dozens of tour boats ready, and there is accommodation, restaurants, and shopping available also. This next property, which is listed for 88,000 euros, is located in the small town of Neuvy-Bouin, which is further north in the Deux Sevres. Now let's look at some nearby amenities. Like the other property, there are several restaurants nearby, including one that is just a 4-minute walk from the property. There are several hospitals near this property also, including a general hospital about 40 minutes away and a university hospital in Poitiers, which is an hour and 15 minutes away. As far as activities, just a 20-minute drive to the north is the small, quaint town of Bressuire, where you find this beautiful chateau that's been built on the ruins of an old castle. On Google Street View, you can see the castle chateau up on the top of this overlook. And if I move up just a couple of clicks, there's actually a greenway path here that looks like it runs for many miles along this small creek. Also in the same town, I discovered this place called the Little Brewer, Au Petit Brasseur, and it looks like a great place to stop off. They have a happy hour outside. They serve food and maybe have music on the weekends. And it's built in the old train station. And you can see this old train car on the right-hand side over here. You can actually stay here and sleep in one of the old sleeper cars. Now let's go look at the property photos of this second property. This property has a nice little gravel courtyard in front with an old well. You can see they have a table and chairs set out here. It looks like a great spot to sit out when the weather is nice. Like the last property, there's also a fence/wall with a gate to get in, so you have a little bit of privacy. And right across the street from the property, you can see it's just open countryside. While this property also probably needs some updates, it's in much better shape than that first property. I would say this one is ready to be lived in, and you can just renovate or upgrade as you went along. Here's the living room, and you see the classic giant stone fireplace that a lot of these properties have. And the people obviously converted it into a wood-burning stove so that the house is not filled with smoke all the time. Here is one of 2 bedrooms, and you can see it is in great shape. I don't know if the furniture is included, but the condition of the room looks very good. And by the way, this is listed as a 2-bedroom, 2-bath property for 88,000 euros. Here's another room that looks like they have set up with twin beds. I don't know if this is one of the 2 bedrooms they're talking about or if this is just another space that they converted into a bedroom. Because this is not the same as those twin beds we just saw, so maybe this is actually the bedroom and they were just using the other space. It's almost like a landing at the top of the stairs as a bedroom. The bathroom looks a little old, but again, functional. And again, for something that you're buying for 88,000 euros, I would just want something that is usable, I can get into and decide what areas I wanted to renovate and what to start with over time. Here's just another view of that little courtyard in front of the place. I'm pretty sure at least part of that stone building straight ahead is included with this property, but that would be something we would need to clarify with the real estate agent. All right, if you thought that property was nice, I really think you're going to enjoy this third property. So let's go take a look. All right, this third property is located in the extreme southern tip of the Deux Sevres region, which means it's very close to the towns of Cognac and Angoulême, which are just 2 terrific cities to visit. While this third property is very rural, it does have an easy access to shopping centers and grocery stores nearby, including an Intermarché, which is just an 11-minute drive. As a wine lover, one thing I like about the fact that this one is in the very southern tip of the Deux Sevres is you're not too far from at least a dozen or more wineries that you could go visit. Another benefit of being closer to larger cities like Cognac and Angoulême is you also have access to the much larger hospitals that are available there. This is the one in Cognac, and it is 54 minutes away. And the main hospital in Angoulême is 57 minutes away. And it looks like the closest 24-hour hospital is in Ruffec, which is just 30 minutes away. Now let's go have a look at the property photos. You'll see that the real estate agent must have done a lot of work on this property because it has been staged and prepared very well. A lot of times in these property photos for both France and Italy, you'll see just junk lying around, and I think, wouldn't you just take like 20 minutes to at least like put stuff in a closet? Anyway, let me get off my soapbox. So here's the shot from the yard, and just like the other two, it has a gated surrounding, so you do have some privacy to get in and some nice usable space outside. And here's a further look from that gate I mentioned with this nice gravel walkway. You have a nice big tree in the front yard, and I see a swing on the tree there. So again, great little area to relax. If you were gonna maybe rent this out as a holiday place, you could probably put a hot tub or do something else in this front yard to make it more attractive for renters. Here's the kitchen, and you can see it has been renovated very nicely. I love these little hanging lights over the bar, and everything looks nice and clean, very organized. And here's the living room / sitting room in that lower area, and I'm guessing that's the front door that we were looking at from the yard before. Here are the stairs going up, and you can see the stairs have either been completely refinished or they're fairly new. That left wall, too, you can see the stone. Again, this is a stone property with some of it exposed there, which I just love that look. Upstairs, I'm not sure what you might use this room for. It could be an office. It's got these exposed wooden beams, which again is just a classic French architecture thing, which is beautiful, but sometimes can make the rooms a little less usable. But again, very classic look. Here is one of the 3 bedrooms that are listed. Yeah, it's listed as a 3-bedroom, 2-bath property. Here is one bathroom. Again, beautifully done. It looks like a nice new tub. You potentially could put a shower in here, but I'm guessing because of the slope of the roof, maybe that just wasn't practical. Here is another bedroom. Obviously, they have it set up as a kid's bedroom with twin beds, but again, plenty of space. You could probably fit a full, maybe a queen-size bed in there if you push it against one wall. And here's the front yard, again, looking from the property out to where we started with the photos. A lot of nice space, walls on both sides, and a fence out there by the street. And you can see they have a little wooden patio picnic area here already ready for you. And again, this third property is listed for just over 98,000 euros. By the way, if you want to see another cheap house, you should watch this video right now.